A reading from Luke chapter 22, from verse 39 to verse 53. Jesus went out as usual to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples followed him. On reaching the place, he said to them, "Pray that you will not fall into temptation." He withdrew, about a stone's throw beyond them, knelt down and prayed, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done." An angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him. And being in anguish, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. When he rose from prayer and went back to the disciples, he found them asleep, exhausted from sorrow. "Why are you sleeping?" he asked them. "Get up and pray, so that you will not fall into temptation." While he was still speaking, a crowd came up, and the man who was called Judas, one of the 12, was leading them. He approached Jesus to kiss him, but Jesus asked him, "Judas, are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss?" When Jesus' followers saw what was going to happen, they said, "Lord, should we strike with our swords?" And one of them struck the servant of the high priest, cutting off his right ear. But Jesus answered, "No more of this," and he touched the man's ear and healed him. Then Jesus said to the chief priests, the officers of the temple guard, and the elders who had come for him, "Am I leading a rebellion that you have come with swords and clubs? Every day I was with you in the temple courts, and you did not lay a hand on me. But this is your hour when darkness reigns." A reflection for Tuesday. Be broken. Jesus is up, active, going to the usual place. First, he thinks of his friends who are with him. Where else would they be? "Look after yourselves," he says, "because you don't want to share in what's coming to me. You need to pray. Get on your knees and pray, because at a time like this, that's all there is." And then he moves away from them, not far, so they know he's still with them, but far enough. He needs a word with his Father. Only one thing on his mind. Please make it stop. Anything but this. Bargaining, pleading, hoping for a miracle like the ones he's been making into a habit in recent days. He takes a deep breath, filling his lungs, and speaks. "If it's possible, change your plans. Do it another way, but it's up to you." And he's devastated. Starts gasping for breath, not sure if he should even be asking if it's okay, part of the plan, but he must know. Is it possible to change the course of history, the mind of God? And he can feel that there's someone with him, not one of his friends, they haven't moved, but someone else, comforting, soothing, slowing his breathing. He opens his eyes, but he's alone again. Panic descends once more, and now he notices the red hue to the sweat that's pouring from his brow, bleeding prayer tearing him, ripping him into pieces, and still he prays until he's spent, alone. Silent, exhausted, but focused now. As ready as he can be, resolute and reconciled. Together again, back with his friends, head shaking as he sees them sleeping. "Wake up and pray. Remember what I told you. You're going to need it. Get up and pray." And then Judas is there, at the head of a crowd, loving the limelight. He's nervous, but clear about what he needs to do. He has the money. No backing out now. As he approaches Jesus, there's a murmur from his old mates. It was him. We knew it. Too many lies. Too much water under the bridge. The days of laughter and unbelievable sights fading into the background of this nightmare that's now unfolding. Judas reaches Jesus, and Jesus looks at him. No flinching, no turning away. He leans into Jesus to kiss him, and Jesus speaks. Really? Like this? As if you love me when really you want me to be broken. And then chaos. Jesus' friends still looking to him to lead. Should we fight, hurt them, usher you away? Not ready yet to take the baton from him, find their own way. And Jesus is tired. Enough now. No bloodshed, which isn't mine, not anymore. And one last time, he does the impossible, picking up the ear from the ground and replacing it where it belongs, a marvelous fragment of the perfect creation he has come to restore. Enough is enough. No need to be broken anymore. And they're all there. The law, the holy men, the priests, and Jesus looks at them and has his say. All this time in the temple, when you were right there and could have challenged me to my face, could have asked me to come with you, and I would have done it willingly. But instead, you choose this. Weapons, violence, darkness. And though this feels like the end, it's just the beginning. The darkness now, the start of more darkness, which will take its time to turn to the sunrise. The beginning of brokenness being shattered and fragmented. How are we broken today? Are we broken like Judas, feeling like we have taken control when really we have handed it all over to those who do not have our best interests at heart? Are we broken like the disciples, unable to follow if Jesus is invisible? Do we not know how to hear him? When he reached the place, he said to them, "Pray that you may not come into the time of trial." How are our trials breaking us today?